In 2003, you released Bear, and you used as obviously painful inspiration your second divorce. Since then, you've said, no more marriage for me. Mm-hmm. What have you learned after all this time about love and relationships?
Oh, you're just looking for advice from me, the older woman.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know I've only been married for a few years.
What have you learned? Same old story. Oh, God. Okay, you really want to know?
I really want to know.
I think that many people fall in love and they have a romanticized idea as to who each other is. And that's beautiful. And, you know, our whole society is plugged into that. The music that we make, the whole floral industry, roses, wine, all the restaurants, everybody profits, you know, the dresses, the makeup. Just imagine how much money people make out of the mythology of romantic love. It's huge. And it permeates all of our society. So there's a huge vested interest in romantic love, which is fine. But the real truth starts after the romance has, you know, was signed and sealed to deliver, the ink's dried on the paper, the rings have been exchanged, and then you have to really walk the walk, and you have to do that thing. And the problem is that people change. Things change. And you may be very suited to a person when you're both 18 and childhood sweethearts and it's all gorgeous and fine and dandy. But a few years down the line, when one person has been exposed to a different kind of influence from their world and the other one has something else, not so easy. And I really take my hat off to people that have managed to create a loving, lasting relationship. There are plenty of people in unhappy marriages and they stick it out and they're miserable. And their children are miserable and everyone's miserable because they can't actually solve it. And I'm not advocating that everybody just divorce. I don't think anyone does it easily. I don't think people just go, let's jump ship, that's the easy answer. It's a very, very painful thing to do. Awful, especially when you have children. The last thing people want to do. But sometimes you just can't make it work. And it just has to be the case.
Now, you've devoted much of your time of late to the Sing campaign promoting HIV and AIDS awareness in Africa. What do you hope to accomplish by highlighting it here in Asia?
HIV, by nature of the fact that it is transmitted through sexual activity, mainly, has a great deal of stigma attached to it. My motivation for responding to it was because when I went to South Africa and I had the opportunity to witness HIV manifest in human beings living with the virus, it was so, honestly, it was so devastating to see the scale. It's something that you couldn't be prepared for. I think that HIV/AIDS is something that people want to put to one side. It is invisible, and therefore it's very important that we keep the issue on the table.
Shall I sing it just a little bit? Yes. Okay. Sing, my sister, sing. Let your voice be heard. One more kill you will make you strong. Sing, my sister, sing.
Do you sometimes feel, though, that you're doing the job that perhaps politicians ought to be?
Oh, well, politicians do what politicians have always done and always will do. And I don't think that this idea of cause celeb is necessarily sustainable or even suitable for everyone that is a famous person. But it is, I have to say that I can guarantee you this. If you go to any organisation and you ask them, okay, what helps? What kind of events do you think you could help you to raise awareness about your charity or your organisation, or help you to raise money? They're always looking for somebody to be the draw. There's no question about that. Look, for example, I was in Norway last year, and all the journalists were there, and there were some wonderful people. Uma Thurman was there. I mean, it was, Alicia Keys was there. I was like, oh my goodness. And someone asked that question. They sort of said, oh, you know, what do you think of it, you celebrities all coming here? You thinking you can save the planet? And she looked at him, Uma Thurman, God bless her. And she said, wise up. You know, I'm paraphrasing. She said, do you think you'd be here if I was just this is normal. I mean, listen.
Good on
Are
her.
you
Yeah.
crazy? You're part of this too.
You have though said that the world is completely mad, and that
I'm not wrong.
you see it as a dark place.
Oh yes, it is. But the world, okay, has all the spectrum. Just like colour has a huge spectrum in its palette, and so the world can be so beautiful. The natural world, just like the natural world, can be savage too. You know, when you see that thing in those Discovery Channel films, and I'm the one that kind of like, oh no, the lion's going to eat the little antelope,
me too.
and that is life. It's savage, and the lion has to do that. It has to feed itself, and it has to feed its offspring, and the world is full of contradictions, and sometimes they're very challenging because sometimes it just doesn't seem fair, and very often it doesn't seem very fair. So, and I do think the world is absolutely barking mad, and but knowing that makes it kind of more understandable.
Are we ever going to see you giving up music to focus full-time on social causes?
Oh, I never want to give up music. I'll always sing in the shower.
Well, your fans might be a bit disappointed because they're not going to be in the shower.
No. You know, it's all a question of, I'm a plate spinner, I'm a multitasker. I have to do a lot of things at once. I love music and I want to keep making music. It really is my passion. And I never feel I have enough time in the studio because I really, really benefit from that. It's been difficult to divide it all up. But I somehow feel that the best thing I can do is to somehow make the two things complement each other. And that's what I'm planning to do in the future. So I hope that I'll always be a music maker and I'll always be an activist.
Annie, this was such great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.